There are 8 NBA games tonight on Friday, March the 22nd. I'm going to give you quick analysis, predictions, injury reports, sharp money moves for all 8 games in this video coming up free for you in just a moment. Don't forget, there's also college basketball, March Madness in full swing, and this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, back here on WagerTalk TV. And if you'd like my 5 official college basketball best bets for Friday afternoon and nighttime action and a bonus free play, check out my page after this video, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, for a strong 5-for-1 college basketball special. But we are talking NBA for Friday night, as I'm doing each day this week. Quick hitter video analyzing all 8 NBA games on the board. And let's start with the 7 o'clock Eastern in betting rotation order. Oklahoma City Thunder, the biggest favorite of the night, a 15-point favorite at the hapless Toronto Raptors. And boy, is Toronto hapless to say the least. They've lost 8 in a row, 10 of the last 11 straight up, and they're just 2-9 against the spread. So there's just no way you can trust Toronto. When playing a big, ugly underdog like this, it really comes down to, is the favorite focused? And the problem is Oklahoma City might not be fully focused for this game. Now, it is the start of a 3-game road trip. Normally, teams come to play in that situation. And the Thunder, though, have won 6 of their last 7 games straight up, but they're just 1-7 against the spread the last 8. They've actually been one of the worst point spread teams in the league in the month of March, despite winning almost every one of those games straight up. So what does that tell you? Well, obviously, the Thunder are winning, but not covering, and that has been exactly the case this past week. In fact, they won by 7, 6, and 12 as 10, 11, and 16-point favorites. So if you're going to play this game, I think the safest option is probably Oklahoma City first half. Instead of laying the -15, take a look at OKC -9 on the first half line, as I do think they'll want to start off this road trip with a solid win. But once again, they have been allowing teams to sneak in through the back door in the second half. By the way, SGA from Ontario, Canada, he should be extra focused tonight for the Thunder. Maybe take a look at some of his player props over as he returns back to his native nation of Canada. Another big road favorite in the other game at 7 o'clock Eastern tonight is the Boston Celtics take to Detroit. Celtics just smacked the Pistons on Monday this past week, 119-94, an easy 25-point win, despite the fact they were missing 2 starters. Tatum and Holloway did not even play in that game. Boston coming off a big win against Milwaukee, not a big win, but an important win against the Bucks, 122-111. But they close as an 11-point favorite. They also have a road game at Chicago tomorrow on Saturday night. So this might not be a fully focused spot for the Celtics, who have been red hot since the All-Star break. This team has now gone, I believe, 12-2 straight up, and they're 11-3 against the spread in those games. Meanwhile, Detroit is struggling straight up, but they've been actually 8-6 against the spread their last 14 games. So the Pistons have been getting some backdoor covers recently. Once again, if you're going to lay the big number here, I think the Celtics first half is a safer option. Instead of laying -13.5, -14, take a look at Boston -8.5 first half. But I think the safest play in this game might actually be the Pistons +14 or more. Would not be surprised to see Boston maybe take their foot off the gas in the second half, especially with a look-ahead game at Chicago tomorrow night. Next game is at 8 o'clock Eastern tonight on Friday, New Orleans and Miami. It's a no-rest situation for the Pelicans that lost as a road favorite at Orlando. And keep in mind, I mentioned in yesterday's video, Orlando was 24-8 straight up. They're now 25-8 straight up at home, yet they were getting 2.5 to 3 points. Magic were also the contrarian call in the NBA tip-off show yesterday on Thursday, and the contrarian gods got it done. The Magic won that game. So, yes, New Orleans lost as a road favorite, but it was still a quality opponent they were facing last night. The question is, do they bounce back against another decent opponent? Big line adjustment, though. You know, they're a 2.5 to 3 point favorite at Orlando last night, and now they're a 2.5 to 3 point dog at Miami. Adebayo missed Wednesday's game for the Heat. He is questionable, but it looks like he will return tonight. And really interesting, Adebayo is a guy in his first 472 NBA games had made just 9 career three-pointers. He was 5 for 5 from deep, and he sunk at least one in at least the last 3 contests recently. So all of a sudden, Adebayo has become a 3-point shooter. We'll see if that continues. By the way, comment below. Let me know if you find any Bam Adebayo 3-point props for tonight on Friday. He's listed as questionable on the injury report, so not sure those are going to show. But I think it's maybe a little bit of an over-adjustment based on the no-rest situation. It's also a revenge spot for New Orleans, as they lost the one meeting about a month ago on February 23rd at home by 11. And Zion had a monster game there, and he's just been on a fantastic roll. He's finally healthy, and the Pelicans have been one of the better road teams in the NBA. So if they remain at an underdog price, New Orleans plus the points probably is the bounce-back play tonight on Friday. National TV game at 8 o'clock Eastern is Cleveland and Minnesota time. There's a ton of injury information in this game. Cleveland's been one of the most beat-up injured teams over the past month. In fact, 3 starters are still out. Donovan Mitchell out for several more weeks. Evan Mobley, Max Strus, all three starters are out. They were out earlier this month when Cleveland actually won in overtime against Minnesota. So we'll see if they can do it again here, shorthanded. But Minnesota is also a shorthanded squad, and the Timberwolves are banged up. Anthony Towns, of course, out for several more weeks. Edwards playing with the dislocated left finger. He did play well the other night, but he's listed as questionable. Gobert's missed recent games, likely Defensive Player of the Year. He is questionable tonight. Naz Reid, though, is questionable, and he might be the key to this game. And the reason I say that, when these teams played a few weeks ago on March 4th, Cleveland did win 113-104 in overtime as a one-point home favorite in that game. But what jumps out to me in the box score is that Gobert played, only had 7 points. Anthony Towns missed. All three starters were out for Cleveland, as I mentioned. Edwards only 19 points, just 7 for 27 shooting in that game. Naz Reid, those who carried the Timberwolves, 34 points, 10 for 18 shooting, 7 for 11 from 3. So keep an eye on the injury report. Hard to handicap this game with so much uncertainty. Minnesota has gone from a 6 to 7 point favorite today. Total has dropped from 209.5 down to 206.5 with the injury report. But once again, keep an eye on the injury report. We need to know who's playing in this national TV game tonight at 8 Eastern. Speaking of injuries, the most injured team in the NBA also plays at 8 o'clock Eastern, and that's the Memphis Grizzlies. This team has over 12 players currently on the injury report. That's a full roster alone on the injury report each and every night, and they are extremely shorthanded. San Antonio having a miserable season, so do we really want to lay 6 points with a 15-54 straight-up team? Spurs have gone 10-4 against the spread their last 14, but they've been an underdog in 13 of those 14 games. The only time they were favored, though, was at home last week when they were a 2.5-point favorite against the Brooklyn Nets in Austin, a semi-home court. They did win by 7, but I'm going to look at the total instead. The early sharp money actually came in on the under, 219 down to 216. I disagree with that move. These are two teams that have already been eliminated from the postseason. They're combined 63 games below 500. When two really bad teams play in March and April, I always lean towards the over. I think we get a playground-style mentality, and both teams look to pad their offensive stats. And that's been the case with Memphis here. This team has now quietly gone over the last 4 games in a row despite losing all 4 and not even shooting the ball well. They've shot 44% or worse in 3 of those last 4 games, and all 4 still went over. They're playing much faster, playing terrible defense, and I think San Antonio will run and gun tonight as well. Take a look at over 216 between the Grizzlies and Spurs at 8 o'clock Eastern. It might not be a pretty game, but there might be some money to be made with the total. Best game of the night takes place at 10 o'clock Eastern when Indiana travels to Golden State. Early money came in on the Warriors at open -4. It's up to -5 now, but we've seen heavy sharp money on the over in this game. Opened to 237, now up to 240 by far the highest total on the board of the 8 games tonight on Friday. And I agree with that sharp money move. You know, Pacers were a pure over team when the season began. In fact, going into the All-Star break, they were up-tempo. When Halliburton was in the lineup especially, they'd been very strong to the over. They were 34-23 over the first 57 games, but they've now gone under in 11 of the 14 games since the All-Star break. And because of that, the odds makers have had started to bump these totals a little bit lower. But Golden State's been playing pretty up-tempo good offense. They've gone over 3 straight, and they're over now in 5 of their last 7. Curry had a huge game against Indiana earlier this season when these teams played back in February, putting up 42 points. And keep in mind, Halliburton only had 5 points in that game, a really poor performance, one of his worst offensive games of the season. So I look for a much better showing tonight, and I look for a higher scoring game. That first meeting still got to 240, stayed under 248.5. That was on February 8th. This total now is only 240. That's where they got with Halliburton scoring just 5 points last month. I like over 240 tonight in this high-profile game between the Pacers and Warriors at 10 o'clock Eastern. Another game at 10 o'clock Eastern sees a quick revenge spot as the Clippers and Blazers just played 2 nights ago on Wednesday. Clippers won that game 116-103. They had a huge 27-point lead in the game, though. It was never really in doubt. And then they took their foot off the gas. In fact, Portland outscored LA by 11 in the fourth quarter. So the Clippers were up by 24 headed into the fourth quarter of that game, then took their foot off the gas. As I mentioned in my video here Wednesday, I thought it was probably a focus spot for LA because they were coming off back-to-back losses, and it was the first of a back-to-back series. The better team normally asserts their authority in the first game, but what is often the case is we see the zigzag work here, especially when a team won easily. So I do like Portland in this game. Now, it's hard to say you ever like Portland. They're one of the worst teams in the league, but they've actually been playing competitive basketball in the month of March. In fact, so far in March, they were 7-4 against the spread with a push, so they have been keeping games close. And this is also a little bit of a play against the Clippers. They have not covered back-to-back games in their last 9 contests. And as I also said in Wednesday's video, the Clippers have been a fade for me here over the past month, and it's worked pretty well. This is a team that I believe is now just 6-10 against the spread their last 16. And one of the reasons is because I think the Harden honeymoon, the HH factor, has started to wear off. Clippers played excellent basketball after that trade in December and January, and now I think they're a little bit of an overrated team. They also have a game against Philly and Indiana at home on Monday and Tuesday. I see them winning this game most likely, but I would actually take the plus 13, 13.5 with Portland here in that zigzag quick revenge situation, as the Clippers might not be fully focused tonight after that easy win the other evening, the easy win on Wednesday. Final game tonight goes at 10:40 Eastern. It's your late night national TV game on NBA TV. Philadelphia and LA, Sixers and Lakers. Of course, Joel Embiid remains out for the Sixers. Lakers, as always, have Anthony Davis probable, LeBron James questionable, but you'd have to expect both should be good to go as they've been off for the past 3 days. They haven't played since last Monday with easy 31-point blowout of the Atlanta Hawks, and they're also off tomorrow on Saturday. They play Indiana at home on Sunday, so this should be a focus spot for the Lakers, well rested, and it's also a focus spot because they have a huge revenge motive after being embarrassed by Philadelphia by 44 points back in late November, the other time they've played this season. Digging into that box score, there was really nothing misleading about it. Davis and James both played, had 35 combined points. Embiid did have 30, though, for the Sixers. Maxey had 31. The guy to keep an eye on the injury report tonight, though, is Tobias Harris. He is listed as questionable with the right ankle sprain, and he did not do much in that game last time, just 8 points, 3 for 12 shooting, and the Sixers still won big. But it looks like a good revenge spot for the Lakers, but you are paying a premium. The Lakers were a 5-point dog in that loss earlier this year on the road. Now they're a 7-point home favorite, so that's a 12-point line adjustment. Sharp money on the over in this game. It's gone from 223 to 224, but some of the sharper leading indicator books are already at 225. So it does look like there's a little bit of sharp money here on the over tonight, and I would not disagree. I think both offenses probably get it done here on national TV. All right, that's a quick hitter for you. All 8 NBA games analyzed with predictions, analysis, injury reports, sharp money moves. Hope you found the video useful. If you did, if you'd like to keep seeing these free daily NBA videos throughout the week, do me a couple quick favors. First of all, thumbs up, like the video, and comment below. Let me know if you're finding this content useful, and I'll keep doing these videos in a quick hitter fashion for you each day here on WagerTalk TV. Comment below. I read all the comments and I reply back. I really do appreciate the support and the input here on WagerTalk TV. While you're commenting, let me know who you like tonight. Of these 8 games, what's your favorite player to? Throw in some player props as well. What sides and totals are you looking at tonight on Friday? Click subscribe to join the WagerTalk family here for free on YouTube. And don't forget, hit the bell as well so you know when these daily free play videos go up. And also when my college basketball tournament edition, Fade the Public videos are ready. Did one for Thursday. My Friday edition is ready. 5 public underdogs are mentioned in the video for Friday right here on WagerTalk TV. So check that out next. And also keep an eye out for Saturday and Sunday college tournament videos as well. So hit the bell when you subscribe for instant alerts. And by the way, if you'd like 7 days and nights of my personal best bets, I mentioned earlier, I've got 5 strong college tournament best bets for today and tonight on Friday, a bonus free play on my page as well. It's a 5-for-1 combo for Friday college tournament action. But the better deal is 7 days and nights of college and pro basketball combined with a 7-day all access. Normally it's $99, but with promo code Merril7, you get it for just $69. That promo code's good for this weekend only, so don't delay. Use it tonight on Friday. Use it on Saturday or Sunday. You get all of the Friday best bets, the Saturday and Sunday college tournament rounds of 32. The next 3 days and nights, probably the most college hoops we'll have all season. So it's a great time to try the 7-day all access and save an instant 30%, an instant $30. Here's what you do. You go to my page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. On the right-hand side, select the 7-day all access. Normally it's $99, but at checkout, use promo code Merril7, and you get it for $69 instantly. That's MERRIL7, Merril7, 2 R's, 1 L. Merril7 gets you an instant $30 discount on a 7-day all access at WagerTalk.com. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and X as well for free plays and information every day. That's 2 R's, 1 L, MERRIL, Steve Merril on Twitter and X. And don't forget, I also post free plays throughout the week on Instagram, so follow me on IG. Once again, like, subscribe, and comment below. Use that promo code Merril7 for 7 days and nights for just $69, including all 5 best bets on Friday in college hoops. And be sure to stay tuned right here to WagerTalk TV for more great college and pro basketball preview videos coming up next.